I didn't even know if I was going to be able to watch the game tonight, but I'm glad I did. Yeah, I had parent-teacher meetings tonight, and it was just a hectic sprint. Get the kids home, get ready for bed, get everything set up for tomorrow. You dads out there know what I'm talking about. But let's talk about this game.
Throw on some smoked meat, Frankie. I'm going to be in your kitchen all night.
Toronto, yeah, you did it. You won. You beat all these AHLers. Great job. You had to use basically your entire team to do it, but you narrowly squeaked by and you beat the Montreal Canadiens AHL team. Great job. You only had to take a couple injuries as well to do it. And let's start there. I think that the main thing that you take from this game is William Nylander's injury. So what happens here is Nick Robertson gives Nylander a little boost. Well, I don't think Nylander really appreciated it, and he flops like a fish, causing him to tap his head on Christian Dvorak's knee. That would take him out of the game. He's done. Craig Berube watches it back. He says, "Is he gone?" Chews his gum for a bit and shakes his head. This is my message to Mr. Berube. Get this sorted out quick. Toronto fans are not happy with the ethic that's going on in Toronto. It's every other day that they're asking for somebody to get traded. It's toxic. But not only that, Tavares is taking his licks too. And the new kid on the block, Tanev, takes a stinger right off the hand. And see him shaking it off in the bench. Like what was going on in this game for the Leafs in the first period? I'll tell you one positive thing that was happening for the Leafs in the first period. They got a goal. Morgan Riley dishes to Marner, who puts it in front for Tavares, and he puts it home. Nice goal. Nice goal by the Leafs here. And it had to be a nice goal, because the next thing I wanted to touch on was Dobes.
Robertson to McMahon in front. Oh, what a stop. Great save by Jakub Dobes.
Just a regular Thursday preseason night. Dobes walks in here like he's Carey Price. I think he had 32 saves by the end of it, but by the second period, I mean, I think he already had like 24, 25 saves. He faced a lot of high scoring opportunities, and he came away smelling like roses. You can see online, if you just check it out, people were praising him, posting pictures of Carey Price. No higher praise, really. Next bright spot for the Canadiens was Lane Hutson. Go figure. The young D looked incredible once again, moving the puck around the ice seamlessly. He's like a bolt of lightning out there. He really is. And his puck handling skills are phenomenal. I think he finished with 2 shots on goal, but the one went off the post and one was a bit high. And those were 2 pretty good opportunities. This game really could have went a different way. It could have also went way in the way of Maple Leafs. But like I said, Dobes. But back to Hutson, he was not without fault. There was a couple of little flubs that he let go. Couple of turnovers and a couple of losses along the boards, but he also forced turnovers, and the way that he battles for the puck and regains control, not to mention with his speed pings off defenders, able to gain zone entry. There's no way he's losing opportunities. He's definitely gaining the team opportunities. There's no question Hutson will be here during regular season. Next bright spot for the Canadiens. The boys were throwing the body. Halfway through the second period, Montreal Canadiens had 18 hits to Toronto's 8. Now, Toronto picked it up more in the third period. They also got pretty dirty. One player who I didn't really expect to be throwing the body was Emil Heineman. Here he is taking out Nick Robertson, and he was just gritty all night. He also provided some offense, but not like the other night when he showed some flashes of brilliance. Still, I would put him up there as one of the standouts for Montreal tonight. Because I'm sad to say, a lot of the offense did not make it happen. Beck got shot down completely. Heineman got 1 shot. Kapanen got 1 shot. Dvorak got 4 shots. Dvorak kind of showed up. Dvorak did get the first goal for Montreal. This was fed to him after a bad turnover in the defensive zone by Riley. Luke Tuck got 2 shots, but he took some bad penalties, man, and he also had some giveaways. Tuck's not coming out of this one clean, but I think that the real villain was Engstrom, who got his pocket picked and led to Toronto's second goal. After the Nylander incident, I felt like Nick Robertson had like a bug up his butt the rest of the game. He was playing pretty hard, and he put in the extra work for this goal, but Engstrom, there's no way he should have let this happen. So I think I said my bit, it was a rough game. It was a really rough game. There was some dirt thrown in the eye by Toronto, and maybe that was in retaliation to the first period with all those injury type scares. But Revo was throwing it. Domi was throwing it as well. I don't think I have a clip of it, but there was a hit that Domi put on Struble or vice versa. And while Struble was on the ice, Domi basically climbed over him and pushed Struble's face into the ice. They exchanged words, but Struble didn't bite. It's a preseason game. What are they going to do? Fight? I mean, in the dying minutes, Martin St. Louis tries to pull Dobes and has to do so several times because they could not keep the puck in the offensive zone. It was a real struggle, and I think that was kind of a summary of how the game went. Offense couldn't get going because these were a lot of green guys. How many shots did they finish with? Yeah, the Canadiens finished with 17 shots. But I think, again, to recap, my standouts were Dobes, who looked great in net. He faced a few breakaways or a few 2-on-1s and just stumped them. It could have been easily a 7-1 game. So Dobes really stood out for the Canadiens. I think Heineman stood out for the Canadiens a little bit, and Hutson stood out for the Canadiens, as well as Dvorak. I don't really include Dvorak because he's been in the game for a while, He's been in the show for a while. I will say Easton Cowan on Toronto is looking bright. Didn't get rewarded with anything, but he did have 3 shots on goal. A couple of those were high scoring opportunities, chances. So I think the coaching staff have a couple of hard decisions to make in terms of their young prospects. I don't know if we see Beck again. I don't know if we see Gignac. I don't know if we see Kidney again. Engstrom, sorry, buddy. I think that this is, it's not your year. Reinbacher, if you're holding on by a thread. And then we didn't see Connor Hughes, but that was because Dobes was playing so well. Yeah, a very interesting game. In many ways, it was more interesting than the Philly game when the Habs won 5-0. What did you think of the game? Let me know in the comments. That's going to do it for me. Again, thank you so much for all the support. I really, really appreciate it, guys. It's been phenomenal. I can't believe, I think we break 10,000 views the other day. No, close. We got around 8,000. That's really good for me. I'm just starting out, basically. So don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. I'm going to have lots of new stuff for you. I put out some new content recently. Just analyst type stuff didn't really seem to catch on. And I think that I found my niche, and it's Montreal Canadiens content, which is good because I'm a huge Montreal Canadiens fan. So like the video, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you down below in the comments.